Welcome to the Inside Scoop video edition, just in time for Holy Week. I'm Patrick Coffin. Let's talk a little bit about media perceptions in light of the bombing of the Syrian Air Force Base the other day by order of President Trump. Now, I am not, repeat, I'm not supporting the bombing. I'm not attacking the bombing. I'm talking about something completely different. I have a feeling that representatives of the Trump hater movement and the Trump lover movement will mistakenly conclude that I'm being, partisan. Not my point at all. My point is that both sides have already rushed to conclusions and convictions before they have all the facts. That is a fact. When a leader decides to make an act of war, his country almost invariably rushes in to support the decision, irrespective of how much they know about the full context. Happens all the time. I've never heard so many Democrats and so many fake news outlets praising the name of Donald J. Trump more than they have in the last 24 or 48 hours. It's remarkable. Now, I'm just trying to be the boy here in the Naked Emperor story. I'm going to point out something here. That is that most people don't know the facts behind the gas attack bombing that incited this incident. I'd like to know if President Bashar al-Assad is telling the truth, that it was a gas containment that was bombed, or whether it was a deliberate act of genocide. I don't know how to find the information. Many media consumers are going full tilt, either for or against the action, and yet they have very little information about the history of Syria and its complicated relationships to its surrounding countries. There are many interconnected factors behind this story that you've never heard of before. There's the Assad government's defense of its own country's infrastructure and its war against ISIS, which up until a few days ago, the U.S. government was supporting heavily, more than they supported bombing a Syrian government facility like an airfield. There's Syria's relationship to Turkey and to Israel and to Russia and to the United States and the Arab states and Iran, for starters. This is a proxy war. It's not a clear-cut case of Hitler on one side and Superman on the other. As with many Middle Eastern conflicts, this one is exceedingly complex. But even to say this is to be called a traitor or unpatriotic. Remember, the first or second or often third round of media reports are completely inaccurate or only half true. Christians should be especially critical as media consumers in light of how regularly and often hilariously wrong the lamestream media is with respect to reporting on the Christian faith and on, the latest thing Pope Francis has said or done. We need to listen carefully to try to understand both sides of the question to the best of our ability, even if one of the sides is morally odious to us. That is the hallmark of a good Catholic education, that it insists on learning both sides of a question. So I say we weigh in less with ill-considered opinions and weigh in more with extra time spent on our knees, the place where it's impossible to lose your footing, according to Bishop Sheen. Let's pray for peace in our neighborhoods, in our homes, in our marriages. As Solzhenitsyn said in his famous speech to Harvard University, the battle lines of good and evil are not political. They run through the human heart. Stay in touch at patrickcoffin.media. If you like this message, subscribe. Click over here. Spread the word. And in the meantime, be a saint. What else is there?